Sup guys, it's Alex here, and we have finally made it to the Final Four of the 2017 NCAA tournament. It has been a crazy ride so far. I don't think anybody, 657 people out of the 18.8 million brackets in the ESPN Tournament Challenge correctly predicted this Final Four. I would have never thought that South Carolina would have made it to the Final Four. I would have never thought they'd beat Marquette in that first round. Gonzaga, I can see, though I had them losing to Vanderbilt in like the second round of 32, but I think they're a good pick to make it to the Final Four. North Carolina, oh man, as a Kentucky fan, that game yesterday was a heartbreaker where North Carolina made a shot with 0.3 seconds left after Malik Monk tied it up with a three with like 10 seconds left. And then Oregon as a 3 seed beating Kansas. That was actually a pretty good game, but Kansas could just never really get going, and Oregon just took off from the beginning and never looked back. And so those are the Final Four teams left in this 2017 NCAA tournament. I'll go ahead and give my predictions on who I think will win and who I think will win the NCAA tournament from this point out. 538.com posted their predictions for the rest of this Final Four. Gonzaga has a 69% chance to beat South Carolina, and then North Carolina has a 52% chance to beat Oregon. And then they say that Gonzaga will beat North Carolina, and that Gonzaga has a 42% chance of winning the whole thing. The North Carolina has a 24% chance of winning the whole thing. Oregon has a 21% chance of winning the whole thing. And then South Carolina has a 14% chance of winning the whole thing. But you never know. South Carolina's been doing pretty good so far. They've been turning heads every single game. I don't think they've been favored to win a single one. But I'm going to go ahead and make my predictions here. Gonzaga versus South Carolina. I am going to have to go with Gonzaga. I really like Sindarius Thornwell. I'm a big SEC guy. I'd like to see South Carolina win, but I'm going to have to go with Gonzaga. I think they've been proving the doubters wrong all tournament, all season long, and I think that Williams-Goss and the big guy, I can't pronounce his last name, it's like Kapernowski, or I have no idea how to pronounce it, but I think Gonzaga is going to move on to the championship game to face the winner of Oregon and North Carolina. North Carolina impressed me against Kentucky. That was a back-and-forth game with Joel Berry and Justin Jackson, and then I think Mays was the guy who hit that final shot coming off the bench. And then against Oregon with Dylan Brooks and Tyler Dorsey, who's been turning it on in the tournament, and then Jordan Bell, who had 8 blocks against Kansas. That was absolutely crazy. But I think that Oregon is going to come out of this game to go on to the national championship game. Though North Carolina could make a reappearance for the second year in a row in the national championship game, I'm going to have to go with Oregon. They'll probably be wrong like I have been all tournament long. And then so in the championship game, number 1 seed Gonzaga, the 1 seed that nobody thought would make it to the final or to the championship game out of the 4 1 seeds. I think they had the lowest probability of making it, versus the number 3 seed Oregon Ducks, who are making their first Final Four appearance since 1939, which is the very first Final Four. And then I'm gonna have to go with Gonzaga winning it all. I think that Williams-Goss and then the center for Gonzaga and everybody else, they have so much to prove. They're riding a really good hot streak right now. And I think that they're going to be able to pass Oregon, who, as long as they have some weapons, but I think that if they struggle early on, they won't be able to come back. But I'm going to have to go with Gonzaga winning it all. I created that bracket on bracketfy.com. The link will be in the description, as always. And so you guys can go ahead and vote, make your Final Four predictions known. And whenever you're voting, the bracketfy would only allow me to do an 8-team bracket and not 4-team. So I put a little arrow in each one that said, like, click Oregon and click South Carolina and all that jazz. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I have Gonzaga winning it all this year after the Final Four, or as my Final Four prediction. But be sure to leave your thoughts and comments and your predictions in the comments section. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll have some NBA content and the bracket and review video coming along soon. Be sure to leave your thoughts on the whole tournament, and I shall see you guys later. Thank you for watching.